Captain America Civil War, Iron Man versus Captain America. Let's not dilly-dally here. Let's get right to the point. Team Cap versus Team Iron Man. Who was right? Quite obvious who is right here. Steve is right. The whole movie, he is in the right, and he is the right side. And you could even say Iron Man is wrong on both occasions here. First, with the Accords, are we being dead ass right now? Let's give our power to these countries and to the United Nations because governments always make the right decisions and they're so ethical and they always know what to do. Like, are we being dead ass? That would be so stupid to give up your power to these countries and these people. It almost feels like Tony wants to do that so it's less on them, like the blame of killing innocent people is less in their hands versus now it's not their fault, it's these countries' fault for telling them to go to these places. I think it's a cop-out, honestly. I think he feels guilty and he just wants to not make these decisions. That's just bad. I think Captain America is right here, bro. We should be in power because we have to take accountability. He literally says that in the movie. And also, Iron Man is possibly wrong when he finds out Bucky kills his parents. Listen, he's not in the wrong to be mad at him because, you know, he did kill your mom and dad. Fair enough. But it wasn't him. He wasn't in control. So Captain America defending Bucky there is the right thing to do. So yeah, what a freaking movie, bro. Seeing all these heroes out here fighting each other, that was pretty cool to see. And I did see some people saying like, some of these heroes, like why are they on their sides? Like why is Hawkeye, Spider-Man and Ant-Man picking these sides? Because in the movie they don't really tell us why. And honestly, I don't know and I don't care. Honestly, I think just having them there is still a cool aspect. I would much rather have them there than not. And yes, I don't know why Clint chose his side. I don't know why Ant-Man chose his side, but I just also just don't care. I think one thing with Marvel movies and also just some movies in general, when you want explanations for every little thing, shit just gets convoluted. But also at the same time, I do understand wanting why these heroes chose their sides is important. That is warranted. But I think for me, it just comes down to I don't really care because I would just much rather have Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and Hawkeye there instead of not there. Shout out to freaking Ant-Man. I'm not really a big fan of his character, but in this movie, his little cameo, he was hilarious. He was really funny and not corny funny, but actually good funny, like well-written jokes. Spider-Man was cool as well. I did find him annoying, but at the same time, he is like 15 years old, I think, with his age here. So him being annoying does make sense. So I guess what I'm trying to say is it worked, I guess. Another major factor why this movie is just really good is the fighting choreography is really insanely good, bro. Like I'm really happy with the fight scenes and especially when it's Iron Man versus Captain America versus Bucky and that little like place they were in at the end. That was freaking peak, bro. That was amazing to watch all of that happen. One major issue I had with the first Captain America movie is that the fighting scenes were just horrible. Even at the end when he fights Red Skull, everything was just pretty below average. And thank God in this movie and even Winter Soldier, they improved the fighting majorly. I also like that the script and writing here for most of the movie is pretty good. It's not super corny. The only part where it gets a little bit shaky is at the airport when they're all fighting. Some of those lines were just not it. For a Marvel movie, this was pretty good writing. Marvel can get like so corny so easily. This is an easy 8 out of 10 for me because it's just really good, bro. Like I always get worried watching Marvel movies back because they just age weirdly, bro. They just age weirdly, but at least I am happy to say this movie has aged pretty good. I think the introspection for these superheroes to consider what they do and how they impact innocent people is very good. I think it's done pretty well. And I understand why Iron Man and the others want to sign the Accords because it does seem rational and it does make sense because they are hurting innocent people. But also, I just think that like you guys could have solved that pretty easily. Whenever you go and fight, just make sure you have like a cleanup crew on standby. Like, you know what I mean? That could have been a very easy solve. And also, they could have just like practiced to fight a little bit smarter. I don't know. I feel like they could have solved that issue without having to sign the accords. But I mean, whatever. I'm not a freaking superhero. And it does get personal with Captain America and Iron Man, who basically are not friends technically at the end. So, I mean, it's a good movie. The fighting is great and there is important emotional damage to the team. The team basically breaks up. With all that being said, this is a great, amazing movie. I also feel like this movie really fits Iron Man's personality because he is the type of guy to be like wrong and strong. He will be wrong until the very end where he cannot possibly be wrong anymore. And in this case, he finds out that Bucky was not killing these people and he was completely wrong. But like it took like evidence, like he had to have big evidence before admitting he was wrong. I always see that Spider-Man should have possibly beat Captain America. I mean, maybe in the comic books, but like in this movie and in the MCU, if Spider-Man just showed up and kicked Captain America's ass, like what are we doing? That would have been really bad and embarrassing if that happened. If the MCU was trying to be accurate with the power rankings, then Wanda would have kicked everybody's ass by herself. I did find it funny that Vision guarding Wanda was like a thing because if Wanda wanted to really leave that apartment, she could have easily done that, which she ended up doing.